So a few days ago, we had the draw for the Champions League round of 16, with every team discovering their path to the final, and we've been given an absolute treat with some of the matchups. So today, I'm going to be using FC25 to predict each team's fate in the tournament, so I'm quite intrigued to see what upsets occur and which teams make it deep into the tournament. Make sure you drop an early like, as if this video gets 200 likes, I'll do the exact same concept but for the Europa League. So without wasting any time, let's move right onto our first round of 16 match. So here we are for our first round of 16 matchup. Unfortunately, we don't have home and away venues. It's all going to be played at a neutral ground, but we're going to still have aggregate ties, of course. The first game is going to be Liverpool versus PSG, as we're starting from the top left of the bracket, making our way down to the bottom and then moving on to the right hand side and doing the same thing. We're going to go and quick sim all the matches here. So we're going to go and quick sim this one now, and it's going to be a 2-1 win in the first leg for PSG, with Vitinha getting the late goal to give PSG the upper hand going into the second and decisive leg. Mo Salah getting on the score sheet for Liverpool's only goal there. But we're going to have to see how this one plays out in the second leg, because anything can happen, and all it takes is a win by 1 goal for Liverpool to get it to extra time. But here we go, we're going to quick sim the second leg here, no mucking around, and we're going to see that PSG advance on aggregate with a 3-2 win. Vitinha with the late goal. Once again, Vitinha getting a knack of scoring late goals. And just like that, we have one of the tournament favourites already out, as we're going to lose one of the big hitters here. Liverpool, who many people tipped at the start of the season to win the Champions League, are already gone. That's it. They're going home. PSG are through to the quarter-finals, which means that we now have our second match of the tie here. Aston Villa versus Club Brugge. We're going to go straight in, and Aston Villa are going to claim an easy 3-0 win. And by the way, let's just take a moment to appreciate the new Champions League format. At the season, myself and probably the entire football community were all hating on this format, but it has proved to be wonders, as we've got Club Brugge in the round of 16, who unfortunately go out to Aston Villa, but they managed to finish 24th and advance to this round, which is quite incredible. And this win for Villa means that they'll be taking on PSG here in the quarter-finals. And quarter-final 3 is yet another big game in real life, as we've got ourselves the Madrid derby. Atletico and Simeone haven't had the greatest time against Real Madrid, but tonight might be a bit different, as Real Madrid, unfortunately for Atletico, win 2-0, so that means they're going to have a lot of work to do in the second leg, and they're going to have to do a Real Madrid and make a comeback against the comeback kings. But anything is possible, and Atletico Madrid nearly managed to pull it off. Rodrigo with the extra time winner, as Real Madrid lose 3-2 on the night, but they win the tie 4-3 on aggregate thanks to that clutch goal. And that means that Real Madrid will be taking on either Arsenal or PSV in the quarterfinals, depending on who wins the tie. So after the drama that unfolded in the last game, we're going to be moving on to PSV versus Arsenal, where the winner is going to be taking on Real Madrid. So we're going to see how this goes. PSV shock Arsenal and win the first leg 3-0. So already drama here, as now the Gunners are going to have to find something special to turn this one around. But like we saw in the Real Madrid Atletico game, anything is possible. So let's see what happens here. And it's a 1-0 win for Arsenal, but it's not enough. And we have our first real shock of the video, as Arsenal are sent home by PSV, who are going to take on Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. So now we have the matchup that was an absolute thriller in the league phase that delivered a 5-4 result. Now let's see what we're going to get here in the aggregate phase. It's a 1-0 win for Benfica in the first leg, so nowhere near as entertaining as the real life game, but it's a shock seeing Benfica take the lead here on aggregate, but there's still the second leg, where we've seen some upsets, but maybe this might be another big one for the video, and maybe Benfica might be sending Barcelona home this early into the tournament, and they have done. What is going on? Rafinha's late equalizer is not enough for the Blaugrana to equalize on aggregate, and Barcelona are going to be the next big hitter along Arsenal to be packing their bags and going home. And I forgot about Liverpool as well. We've already got 3 big clubs who are out of the Champions League. What is going on? And next up, for our 6th game for the round of 16, we're going to have ourselves the Lille vs Dortmund matchup, with the winner going on to take on Benfica in the quarters. And Dortmund comfortably eased past Lille there in the first leg with a 3-0 win. So it's going to be tough to see how Lille go with this second leg here. Can they bring it back? We're going to have to find out now. They've got the on paper away leg, and it's not going to be anything good enough for Lille there to get through, as Dortmund yet again beat them 2-1 in the second leg. So Dortmund will be taking on Benfica in the quarters. Galacticos, and Lille will be going home in the round of 16. Now we have ourselves another mouth-watering tie, the all-German clash between Bayern and Leverkusen here. Two informed sides are going to play it out for a 2-2 draw in the first leg, which means it's all to play for in the return leg. The winner goes through here no matter what, so we're going to have to find out who's going to be advancing to the quarterfinals. The second leg, here we go. It's going to be Leverkusen who defeat Bayern Munich with Frimpong grabbing the late winner there. Well, not so late, but 64th minute. And then Nathan Teller with the goal in the 15th minute to cancel out Kane's opener. And for our final matchup of the round of 16, it's one of the most unfair matches on paper, but you never know in FC25. Can Feyenoord do something against Inter? The first one is a 3-1 loss to Feyenoord there, so Inter have the upper hand going into the second leg, but you never know in FC25. Can Feyenoord turn things on its head and go to the quarterfinals to play against Leverkusen? No, they can't. Inter absolutely batter Feyenoord to book their ticket to the quarterfinals and take on Bayer Leverkusen in what I'm sure will be a thrilling matchup. So it's our first match of the quarterfinals. We have PSG versus Aston Villa. If you told me Aston Villa a few years ago would be in a Champions League quarterfinal, I would be laughing at you. But here we are. It's going to be a 2-2 draw in the first leg. By the way, no disrespect to Villa. It's just a few years ago, they just weren't looking like playing in the quarterfinals. What they've done is incredible to be here, and I respect it. Moving on to the second leg here. Aston Villa are going to lose 2-1 in the second leg, so unfortunately they are out. PSG will be advancing to the semis with Vitinha getting another late goal to send PSG through. And now with that, it's time for our second quarter-final match here. PSV versus Real Madrid. Can PSV cause it yet another upset and take down the Galacticos? They lose 4-2 in the first leg, so it's going to be quite a tall order to turn this one around here. But anything is possible, so we're going to have to see what happens. If they can really do it here, it would be quite insane. The second leg, here we go. It's going to be a 1-1 draw, so that means PSV are out. Real Madrid advance to the semis where they're going to be taking on PSG. So now we move on to quarterfinal 3 where we see Dortmund take on Benfica. A bit of a battle of the underdogs here, and we're going to see who comes out on top in the first leg, and it's going to be Dortmund 2-1. They're just a bit of a tournament team. They're not doing great in the Bundesliga, but for some reason in the Champions League, they always turn up, and they've done it yet again. But the real question is, can they hold on to it and advance to the Champions League semi-finals? They're going to have to get at least a draw to secure the victory. But let's see. It's going to be a comfortable 3-1 win, a 5-2 win on aggregate. Late goals from Adeyemi and Jamie Gittins there secure the deal to send Dortmund to the semis, where they're going to take on the winner of Leverkusen versus Inter. So I'm sure that'll be a great game. So now it's time for quarterfinal 4 on what paper looks like to be a great matchup. Leverkusen versus Inter Milan. And we're going to see how it goes here. Inter Milan take down the first leg 2-1 with Lautaro grabbing that 89th minute winner to put Inter ahead in the tie. So let's see now when we move on to the second leg if they'll be able to maintain that lead and advance to the Champions League semi-finals. It's going to be close and it's a 2-2 draw. Wirtz's late goal isn't enough to send Leverkusen to extra time, which means Inter Milan will be taking on Dortmund in the semi-finals. But first, let's move on to semi-final 1 where we're going to see Real Madrid take on PSG. And just like that, we've made it to that tie now where we're going to see Real Madrid take on PSG. The Parisians up against the Galacticos. Let's see how it goes. It's a 2-1 win in the first leg for PSG. Ousmane Dembele getting the late winner to put PSG up in the tie going into the second leg. But can Real Madrid do a Real Madrid and make that comeback like they always do in that second leg? Let's find out. It's going to be another Real Madrid comeback. You just can't even make this up. Even in EAFC, they just come back. It's in their DNA. Ousmane Dembele's late goal wasn't enough to send PSG to extra time. And it will be Real Madrid advancing to the Champions League final. And they're going to learn who they're playing in just a few moments' time. And now we have semi-final number 2 where Inter are going to be taking on Dortmund. And this could potentially result in the exact same Champions League final as last season if Dortmund managed to beat Inter Milan here. And we're going to see what happens in the first leg. And Inter take that 2-1 with a late goal from Lautaro to grab the winner. We've been seeing a recent theme of these late goals in the first leg to win the match. Now we're going to see how it goes in the second leg. If Inter can hold on to that lead and advance to the Champions League final against Real Madrid, it's going to be a 2-2 draw, which means that Inter are going to the Champions League final. Nicolo Barella clutching up in the 89th minute there to send Inter to the final against Real Madrid. So here we are for the Champions League final. I have it on legendary difficulty, 4-minute halves, and we're going to be neutral here, so we don't know what's going to happen. I'm not controlling any team. Good work from Inter there in a tight space. Barella's going to drive it down the line here. Is he going to be able to cut it back? He plays it to Thuram. Thuram's really got nowhere to go, so he's going to play it back to Barella. Oh, nice little 1-2s. He squares it. Oh, Militao blocks the shot there from Mkhitaryan, but Inter going to reset here. Mkhitaryan, Thuram. Lautaro is twisting and turning, but Militao once again strong, but he loses it. Good tackle there from Rudiger. Mbappe, what can he do? Can he make something happen here? Valverde. Back to Mbappe. Oh, he's past the defender. He has a crack, and it's 1-0 in the Champions League final. What a goal from Mbappe. No keeper in the world is stopping that. Straight into the top left bins. Have a crack, son. What a rocket of a shot. Rodrigo celebrating that one like crazy. His teammates just pulled one straight out of the top drawer. We're going to get a replay of that. What a finish. Straight into the top left. Sommer had absolutely no chance of stopping that. And it's advantage Real Madrid early in the Champions League final. Lautaro. Thuram's driving forward here. Has a crack. Rebounds off Rudiger to Di Marco. Mkhitaryan. Lautaro, and it's going out for a corner here. Pavard to out wide to Di Marco. Inter going to try work the channel. They're going to go central. Oh, what a ball from Lautaro. Di Marco's in here. And what a save from Courtois to keep it at 1-0. Pulling out that Champions League final performance from 2022 there. Good ball down the line there to Vinny. He's got the pace. Cuts back. Mbappe. Mendy. They're in the box here, and it's 2-0 Real Madrid. Valverde with an absolute wonder strike, and he's celebrating because he knows that could be the goal to wrap up the Champions League. It's still very early, but a 2-goal lead might be a bit too much to come back from. And let's get another angle on that, because that was an incredible strike. First time on his left foot, straight into the right-hand side of the net. Sommer has no chance there, and it's 2-0 Real Madrid. Tchouaméni wins the ball there, pretty high up the pitch. Rodrigo, he's going to keep twisting and turning and dribbling. He might be able to find someone here, and he does. He's found Bellingham to Mbappe, and it's a great block. And oh, what's going on at the back here? It's an absolute shambles. Mbappe's recollected the ball. It's to Vinny, and oh, it's a block to maybe prevent the 3-0 there. It's going to be a corner to Real Madrid here. Barella plays in a great ball to Lautaro, to Mkhitaryan. And it's off the crossbar. That could have been Inter's golden chance right at halftime to get back into this. But it's going to be 2-0 going into halftime here. And Inter now going to have a lot of work to do going into this second half if they're going to want to salvage anything from this final. With Vinny Jr., he's going to run. He's going to drive at the defense. Play it to Mbappe. This is a well-worked counter-attack here with Valverde to Bellingham. He's going to thread that ball to Vinny. Oh, this is great play. Oh, that is a textbook counter-attack. And oh, what is going on here? What is going on? Oh, what just happened? It's 3-0, and that might just be one of the scrappiest goals I've ever seen. And Mbappe, he's going to hit that trademark celebration for 3-0. I think that is game, set, and match. And what an awful way to score. Well, I mean, what was going on here in the box is just tripping, and I don't even. Oh, it's an absolute shambles. But nonetheless, it's 3-0 to Real Madrid, and I think that might be that here. Mbappe lays it off to Tchouaméni with the over-the-top through ball that's just going to reach Rodrigo. Puts the cross into Vinny on the header, and it's 4-0. I thought he was going to volley that, but what a header to precisely slot that into the bottom right of the net, and that makes it 4-0 here on the night. An absolute battering. What on earth is going on in this Champions League final? Inter just decided to not rock up to the game today. I don't know what's going on, but 4-0 in the Champions League final is quite crazy. Barella, Çalhanoğlu plays it to Thuram. Lautaro. We're approaching the 90th minute here, so if Inter want a consolation goal, it's Thuram in on goal. and it's 4-1. It's not really going to change the outcome of the game. I don't know why he's celebrating it for. This is the first of 2 added minutes, but that's got no effect on the final result. Real Madrid are probably now going to go and claim a 4-1 win. They're just going to kick it off. No worries there for them. But Inter, they managed to at least get something onto the score sheet. So we didn't have a complete battering here in the final. And that is going to be full time surely. We're past the 2 minutes, or the ref might let this attack play out. Valverde. He's going to hit it on the Trivela, and Sommer's going to claim that, which means Real Madrid have won the Champions League for the 16th time, and they've won it back-to-back now. There we go, and now there it is, the beautiful Champions League trophy on the stage, ready to be lifted by Captain Lucas Vazquez, who's been at the club for quite a while. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you smash the like button, as if we'll get to 200 likes, I'll go and do this exact same type of video, but for the Europa League. Make sure you subscribe while you're at it, because I do tons of rebuilds, so you won't want to miss out on that. I've been Maestro FIFA. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the very next one. Goodbye.